So I was gonna say something so bad and racist, so I'm just not going to. Alright, what else I want to say about this dang on city? It needs money. So it's gonna come looking for it from you. It's gonna get it. If you get into a taxi and the taxi driver thinks you're a sucker, he will sucker you. That means if you get into a taxi and you don't tell him exactly where you're going and basically how to get there, he'll probably give you a little joyride cruise around Manhattan so he can pick up a couple of extra fucking bucks. So if you see this dude cruising about when all the other taxis is going, because they have real New Yorkers in there who are like, hurry the fuck up, you tell your driver, hurry the fuck up. The nail salons, be careful, okay? I saw a roach in one. I'm keeping it real. This is on the Upper East Side, okay? You don't want some Paula Abdul shit going on where she got a nasty virus from, you know, lazy ass people, you know, not sanitizing things properly. So there's only a handful of really good ones. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is in general in New York with most things. It's like a bunch of shit, but only a handful of it is actually good. Just being honest, you go to a lot of places, you'll have to get food poisoning. You know, it's like, it's not even worth it. I mean, I love pizza, but mostly every pizza place I go, back to the service people. They're rude as hell. Like, you know, you're like looking at the sign, next! What the fuck? Like, they don't even treat you like a human. They don't, I'm just being honest. Maybe you don't care about that, you know? You're like, I gotta live in New York City so you can feel important, right? That's why you wanna live in New York City, right? Because you don't wanna go home. You don't wanna go home, you gotta feel important. Bitch, you better be fucking having a plan to live in New York City to make this money. If you ain't making money in New York City is taking your money. Believe that, okay? I'm trying to help you out now. I'm trying to help you out. Don't rent a room off Craigslist. Do not do it. Do not do it. If I could title this video, don't rent a room from Craigslist, I would, especially in New York City. Don't do shit off of Craigslist. I don't care that there's some good things on there. There's a fucking cat here or there. I got my cat off of Craigslist. And that's the last major purchase I did off of that shit, okay? Because guess what? When I went to pick him up, he wasn't what I thought he was either. Because I wanted a little white kitten and he was like a black tuxedo cat. And I was like, well, can I have the white kitten? And she's like, he's got feline AIDS. I was like, well, which ones can I have? They're like, they all have feline AIDS except for those. And it was like Swirly and his two brothers sitting in a cage, you know, and I was like, what? You know, they're black. And I was like, I want a black cat, my first cat. I don't want a black cat for a first cat. Not because I'm racist, but because I'm superstitious, okay? Which is actually a stereotype of black people. Full circle. I didn't want a black cat because I was superstitious, and I was like, I don't think it's good luck to have a black cat. But she was like, basically that's the only one here that doesn't have feline AIDS. So I took him home, shat in the fucking cardboard crate she gave me him in. Don't do anything via Craigslist. I don't even know how that thing is still up and running. I really don't. Like, who's the CEO? Who is running this shit? The fuck is going on? Let me tell you something. If they have like a Facebook killer, when that shit happens and comes out, I'm not using Facebook no more. I met nothing but psychos from my Craigslist. Absolutely psychos and slumlords. Absolute psychos and slumlords that will lie to you, take your shit, take your money, not give you your security deposit back, make your life a fucking living hell. They want 3 months rent on jump, and they don't ever expect to give you back your security deposit. That's what's going on here. That's why everyone's an asshole. Also, since we're talking about things that aren't a guarantee, if you are assaulted in New York City, like, good luck. And let me tell you something. I've met a good amount of people who've been assaulted in New York City. New York City is spending so much time, and listen, de Blasio, if you're gonna make things different, great. I'm waiting. New York City spends so much time defending the NYPD, I know this from firsthand experience, that they don't give a fuck about petty assault cases. So if somebody comes out of the dark and knocks your ass to the ground and jacks your shit, and you're like, I wanna press charges against this person, they're gonna do everything they can to convince you, unless you are important and have money. And that ain't most of us. They're gonna try to convince you to have a trial by judge, not jury. Fatal mistake, because their judges will quickly have your ass out of the room. They don't want first-time offenders. They don't want people who don't have records, basically behind bars. So I think that there's probably thousands of people in New York City who've committed assaults and got away with it, and then committed an assault and got away with it because they were first-time offenders. Meanwhile, if they catch you smoking weed, you're going to jail. Meanwhile, nothing but a bunch of fucking drug dogs all over the goddamn place. That's not how the shit goes by. So anyways, you're wasting your goddamn time and your money. And another thing that happened was, like, when it snows, like, it's not supposed to snow in New York City. It's just not. So when it does, you have to deal with snow, you have to deal with flooding. It's a bunch of bullshit. So one time when it snowed, I was like walking on, you know, the sidewalk and the ice trying to like cross the street. And if you try to cross the street, there's like 3 foot deep ice puddles waiting for you. Waiting for you to step in so you can walk 15 minutes to wherever you need to be, slip, slop, sloshing with your fucking feet soaking wet. I was like on this like mountain of ice, and like I was like looking all around, and it was just like fucking water like all around. Like I was like, I ain't moving. Like I'll stand on this fucking thing until it floats to Asia, to somewhere, so I can get the fuck off. And then this guy just reached his hand out, and I was like, wow, is that sweet to help me jump over the puddle? So it was really nice. You know, I'll have to make this a whole different video. Nice things that happen in New York City. Nice little memories. Nice New York City memories.